Welcome to this topic. I love it. I hear it all the time at the beginning of working with clients, and that is, hey, we invested in training, and why are my employees not doing different? Why haven't I seen any change in behaviour? So what I really want to say is, you know what, learning and the acquisition of knowledge, it's only the first step. It's not the end game. So if you are investing in training, and I'm going to talk about that language towards the end of the video, you need to think about, well, hang on, there are a whole other level of processes and systems and support that I need to be giving as a leader, as an organisation, if I'm going to maximise that investment into that learning as well too. So I hear it a lot. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a list. This is I do a whole lot of learning and development around this space, but I'm going to just share with you really 7 questions that I give businesses to start to get them to self-assess the level of support that they're giving to their staff after, before, during that learning experience. And when you've been able to answer these honestly, you'll start to see where there are gaps in what you've been delivering in terms of that wraparound support and process that makes all the difference. So let's start. What are the 7 questions I give clients when they say, hey, I invested in training and no one changed anything? This is what I give them. I'm going to come back to this list so I don't miss anything. So number 1, in terms of self-assessment that we give businesses, what was the problem that you wanted this learning or training to solve? What were your expectations? So we always start there. That's the first question. Number 2, what outcome were you expecting to see from investing in this training? Number 3, how did you educate staff on this learning before they even walked in there? So we want to get buy-in from staff. So did they even know what the benefits were? What did you do in terms of internal communication, in terms of engaging with staff before they walked in or went online? Number 4, how was the learning delivered? Now that does make a difference. Explain the method of delivery. So once again, what was the outcome? What was the problem you wanted to have solved? How did you get staff involved in that experience before they even walked in there? Because we know a lot of people don't want to go to training because they're made to go and they have no buy-in and they don't even know what they're going to get, right? So let's go there. So I want to know, number 4 is how was it actually delivered? Number 5, what topics were included? So what was the focus? What was the scope of the learning? And that's important too, to even see, well, hang on, does the scope correlate to the problem that we actually wanted it to solve? Or are we missing parts in terms of what we're actually giving in terms of knowledge and skill and resources? Number 6, what measurements of success did we use? So how did we know? What was the impact of that learning going to be? How are we actually going to measure that afterwards? And I have to say that is one key area that I always see missing from every client that I've worked with at the beginning, is when we do that assessment around how they're actually undertaking and delivering and designing their learning, that follow-up, or even, sorry, I'll come there in a minute, that measurement of what great looks like in terms of impact in all its shapes and forms is missing. So you can see it's an incredibly important part. And number 7, what methods for review and assessment? So how do we know? So the follow-up part really does relate to the support that we give staff afterwards in terms of, you know, measurement. But that final question is, how do we even assess it? How do we even know, after we've made that investment, that staff are actually able and willing to have a go at actually implementing that knowledge into the workplace? And look, when we're asking people to learn something, and particularly if it's new, it is challenging and there is a fear around it. And so these questions are particularly important to make sure that your organisation is on point and has the that environment to really allow people to use what they've gained. Final word, you train dogs, you don't train people. I love dogs, I have one myself, she's awesome. But look, we are in the business of learning and development. It does, language makes a difference, it does create a different perception. It does indicate to the staff member that it's ongoing. It's not just for that particular period when you're acquiring the knowledge. So it's time to use more contemporary, on-point language, and let's relegate training back to 1995 and let's go for a learning and development experience. So enjoy. Pop your comments across this little video below. We'd love your insights. If you're a pro member, you will get these questions. You get a transcript basically of the video with that, so you can come back and delve a little bit deeper into those questions and use as you would like to see fit back into the business. And I look forward to seeing you at one of our learning experiences and having you part of our community. Thanks for being here.